Adam Schefter tweeted out this morning, former Buccaneers and Raiders head coach Jon Gruden has signed a multi-year deal with Barstool Sports. So we have that. He's moving into the media space, kind of similar. Deion Sanders was working with Barstool Sports. At the same time, he was moving into college football at Jackson State and into Colorado. But I want to play this clip of Boomer Esiason kind of predicting that Jon Gruden is on the comeback trail. And I connect a lot of this whole thing with Pat McAfee and with Jon Gruden. I connect this to Donald Trump and Elon Musk and like a return to reality and going away from all the phony, fake outrage that ran Jon Gruden out of the NFL. Oh, remember Randy Moss was on TV? NFL, we waiting. Jon Gruden said DeMaurice Smith had big lips. He had big lips. NFL, we waiting. Anyway, let's play Boomer Esiason. This may all be coming to an end.
I'm going to give you a lot of credit for this because you brought something up, I want to say 5 or 6 weeks ago, when the Jets fired Rob Saleh. And you started talking about what did the Jets need, who do they need, what kind of personality do they need, and what kind of legitimacy and credibility do they need. And you mentioned one name, and that name was Jon Gruden. Now, all of a sudden, the last couple of weeks, that name is out there all over the place. Like, is it a realistic situation that he would want to get back into football? I'm telling you right now, a couple calls last night. I can confirm that he definitely wants to get back in. 100%. Yeah. I can also confirm, and I believe this to be true. This is, again, my opinion after speaking to at least 2 different people that are involved in coaching searches and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That there are teams that are interested in him. And if it's not this year, it's definitely next year. But he's coming back. He's definitely coming back.
And will Randy Moss melt down when he does come back? He said DeMaurice Smith had big lips. Oh, how could he coach again after saying DeMaurice Smith had big lips? Steve, your prediction here.
So, according to Boomer Esiason, clock's ticking, man. The clock's ticking. Wow. If you asked Mark Davis and the Raider organization, would they rather have Jon Gruden right now or the situation currently with Antonio Pierce? My view is they'd be like, yes, let's go back to Mr. Spider 2-wide banana. They would absolutely go back. And I think that in terms of the climate of our American culture, with what took place last Tuesday, a great day for America, November 5th, maybe it's not just the re-election of Donald Trump, but it's also the end of this fake, whiny white guilt. And now the probation is off a guy like Jon Gruden. I think it all ties in together. That 2 years ago, you couldn't do it. He was toxic, more toxic than 3 Mile Island. But now it's a new day for America. We can be patriots again, and we can go back on merit. And I was just thinking about it. If I'm the New York Jets, I cut ties with Aaron Rodgers after this season. I hire Jon Gruden, and I clean house. That's the new beginning for the Johnson family.
Wow, you went a direction I wasn't expecting. You think Jon Gruden is going to be saying, hey, I could have one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history and try to rehabilitate him, try to salvage Woody Johnson's big move, and really go down like, hey, I resuscitated Aaron Rodgers. You think Jon Gruden feels like, hey, let me get a kid out of the draft instead of Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Really?
Look, yes, because Aaron Rodgers is Sinatra. He does it his way. I'm just telling you, when you have Aaron Rodgers, you're running his offense. There's an issue. Jon Gruden's going to run his offense with those 50-word plays. Okay, so look, I'm trying to cut ties. This thing has not worked out, unfortunately, for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. And who knows at this stage? All right, let me ask you this then. Jon Gruden says, you know what, I'd love to work with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so that makes it happen. then the first non-mandatory mini camp. Aaron Rodgers has better things to do. He's up in the Himalayas on a retreat. How do you think that's going to play with Jon Gruden? Do you think that's what he wants? No. Start anew. Clean start. Fresh slate. It's the way to go.
Let's be honest. The insurance model is broken. Crowd Health puts your health care back in your hands. Use the promo code FEARLESS at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com, promo code FEARLESS. Dave, here's where I think you're perhaps missing the boat. After this season, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to surrender and humble himself and acknowledge that he needs help. And he'll raise his hand and say, yeah, I'll run spider Y2, banana, hut on 3. Then he'll do that. That he'll conform. He will submit to Jon Gruden. He will have to acknowledge that he needs Jon Gruden and he needs to temper his ego because he needs to salvage his reputation here at the end of the deal. I think that Jon Gruden and Aaron Rodgers could be a match made in salvation heaven for both these guys. Need to salvage themselves.
It's oil and water. I think that'll be a clash of personalities. It'll be great for guys like us. It'll be great for the columnists. It'll be great for the New York media. But no, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it, but look, I know this. Jon Gruden asks a lot of his quarterbacks. He's very, very demanding. While Aaron Rodgers is a guy, he's like a great jazz musician. He kind of riffs. He doesn't go off the sheet music. Okay. I personally think that if you're the New York Jets, you have to say, you know what? We are an abject failure. It didn't work, and we got to clean house basically from top all the way to the bottom. Start over.
I think these are two separate lanes. Whether or not he comes back, where he goes, the Jets and Aaron Rodgers running this offense this year has to be humbled. I fought so hard to believe Aaron Rodgers was going to be the Aaron Rodgers of old. It's gone too far. He's like the Greg Popovich of quarterbacks. Like, we're still hanging on to this guy's success 20 years ago. And after this year, I just think he's taken a big L. Gruden coming back to me is a sign of the times. It's refreshing. This whole last week has been refreshing because I don't wake up every day wondering and listening to how bad everything is. Gruden is good for football. I can't wait to see it. I don't care if it's with the Jets. I don't care if it's with whatever team. Bring Gruden back.
Yeah, this is a bonus, and it's a ramification of Trump and Musk. ESPN is pivoting clearly, as Ben Strauss and John Oren talked about. They're not even covering a lot of these woke topics intentionally just to stay away from it. We talked last week about Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post pivoting and running out people. What a time to be alive again if you're someone that stayed the course, stuck to your Christian or conservative values. It does seem like the wind is blowing our direction. These media companies are pivoting and changing course, and it will allow Jon Gruden to come back without Randy Moss breaking down in tears or Ryan Clark going on one of these on ESPN platform takes about, oh my God. Because seriously, and I said this in real time, and I said it back then, and I'll just say it again, I'm not trolling. DeMaurice Smith has huge lips. I have big lips. Not as big as DeMaurice Smith's, but this whole thing of like, oh my God, someone points out that black dudes have big lips when big lips are in style. Like, white women go spend money to get big lips. I've never had a woman complain about the size of my lips. DeMaurice Smith, I'm sure his white wife probably doesn't complain about the size of his lips. Maybe she enjoys them. But this, and I'm just saying this whole thing, he's big rubber lips. That's what he's got, big rubber lips. Yeah, DeMaurice Smith. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.